I want to talk about a huge accomplishment of yours, your fight for pay equity on Shameless. How did you first decide to even take that on?
Well, when I started the show, it made a lot of sense that Macy made a lot more money than me. He was coming in much older, much more accomplished, tons more credits, and number one on the call sheet. And then by season 3, they approached us. We had a 6-year contract, approached us to add another year. And I think my lawyers felt at that time that we had the receipts. Like, we could see the way the storylines were shaping. We knew about fan engagement, and we felt that it made sense to ask for that. We didn't get it. And that's fine. We thought, we tried. We didn't get it. And then in season 5 or 6, they came and they asked for more years. So I guess at 6, we extended to 7. And then maybe in 7, they came and they asked for 8, 9. That's right. And by that point, I had been directing a lot on the show, and it very much felt like a two-hander. And we said, let's go for it again. It was kind of shut down pretty fast, and it kind of lingered for a while. And then I wasn't sure if we were going to get it. It's always scary asking for what you think you're worth. To say, I think this is what I'm worth. You have to take up space in the room. And it's their job to make the show for as little as possible to make the most profit. That's any business runs that way. So I can understand it from the other perspective too. And I didn't know if they were going to come over to our side and do it or not. And we were getting kind of close to filming the next season. And I was one day I was like on a writer's retreat, and I was procrastinating, and I opened up Twitter, and it was a headline that we were in like a stalemate. And I was shook.
Because you had intended for this whole thing to stay private.
Yeah, it's a private business negotiation, and I never imagined it would become public. Not just for the public, but also for the rest of the cast and the crew.
Right, because the cast wasn't aware, obviously. Everyone
was doing their own negotiation. And so I certainly didn't want that.
How did you manage that once it broke on Twitter? Like, did you reach out to cast? Did they reach out to you? Like, because it's a little awkward.
I didn't say anything. And after the first headline or article, I was kind of like, refresh. What's going to happen? And the tide really shifted. People seemed to write other articles, like immediately commenting on that, kind of being quite surprised that I wasn't already being paid equal. And it was resolved within a day. I was shocked. And quite frankly, very, very surprised that we actually got it.
Wow. So maybe the public commentary actually really helped in your favor, because it like woke people up to be like, she's not delusional.
Yeah.
Like, guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I
also think something that's so interesting is like, when men advocate for their worth, they seem strong, and it's kind of, they're competitive, and it can even be strategic.
Sure.
And when a woman does it, you can just come off as difficult and ungrateful for what you have been given. As you were navigating all of that before it, got released on Twitter, did you feel this pressure to remain likable during the negotiations? Because these are people that, you have to work with.
I only desire to remain professional. And my focus is never on money. It's on what's fair and what's right. And I believe that people should be paid for their labor. It was really about being valued equally when I was doing equal work. So for me, it was as simple as that. And I was very, very happy when we got it, and very, very happy for what it seemingly did for other women who I was like in a health food store in Ontario or somewhere in Canada making a movie a year later. And a girl in the health food store said to me, "Oh, thank you so much for what you did for pay equity. We all asked for a raise here." And I couldn't imagine that it had traveled so far. I think ambition and wanting to be in the driver's seat of your life is not something to be shied away from. I think likable should not be the focus. It focuses on outward in, not what we know to be true about ourselves and our worth.
And I think I agree. I think that's the goal, right? I remember when I interviewed Ellen Pompeo and she talked to me about her contract negotiations with Grey's Anatomy. And she was like, "Girl, no one is going to give it to you. You have to ask for it."
That's interesting. We had the same agent.
Oh my God.
Very interesting.
Oh, that's very
I
interesting.
like her very much.
I like her very much too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, because when Ellen said that to me, I was like, "Oh man, you're so right. No one is going to give it to you. You got to go for it."
There were also a lot of men on my team who were like, "Let's get this. We are going to get this. We are not going to go back unless we get this." So it wasn't me saying, "I want this." There were a lot of times where I felt scared and wanted to cave. I was like, "Who cares? I love this show. I love these people. I want to do this." And they were like, "No, we're not doing this. We're not doing it." Because I had caved once before. I had caved in the first contract negotiation, and yeah,